Hello there guys, and welcome to another video on my channel. It's been a very long while since we've covered the festival playlist on my channel, so I'm glad to be back. I know I'm a bit late this week, but I just thought I'd go over the festival playlist briefly, give you a few tunes and tips for those of you that haven't completed the challenges yet, and we'll hope to get back into the usual routine of releasing on a Thursday or Friday in the coming weeks. I also wanted to quickly run over Series 25 and give you any information that I think is relevant, my opinions on what is coming in the new update and stuff like that. So I'll try and keep this video as short as possible. However, those of you that have watched me for a while know that whenever I say that, it will be longer than I intended, but I genuinely will try to not waffle, which I am doing now, but I will try not to waffle later on in the video, get straight to the point, quickly cover the festival playlist and quickly cover Series 25, giving you any relevant information. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you do, please do consider subscribing, and I thank you for watching this first video in a very long time. Okay, so obviously we are in the last week of the Series 24 Italian Automotive Series. We are in spring. I have managed to get 40 points in each of the other weeks, and that is all I'm pretty much doing nowadays in the festival playlist. Get 40 points in the quickest challenges, and then I spend most of my time checking out the new cars, Eliminator, and cruising around. That's pretty much what I do nowadays. Obviously, if you've watched the streams recently, they've been on the Eliminator. I'm hoping to do another stream in the coming weeks, and as I said in the last stream, I will put another poll on in the community post section so that people can vote for what theme of stream that they want, so I will definitely do that. But for now, we will get on with this video, and I hope to do some different content in the coming weeks as well as getting back to this kind of, whatever the word is, schedule, shall we say, of doing festival playlist videos. Okay, so let's quickly run through the rewards for this week, as we've always done in these videos. So for 20 points you can get the Abarth 124, that is the Abarth Take sportier version of the Fiat 124. Obviously all of these cars have been added back in the Italian update. Cars from Abarth, Lancia, Alfa Romeo and Fiat that were previously in FH4. Unfortunately, we've got no new cars that we've never seen in a Forza game from any of those companies. However, we did get the Italian Exotics car pack, so if you've bought that, that's the only way you can get new cars this month. However, I promise that later in the video you'll be a bit excited for some new to Forza cars that are coming next month. So slightly disappointing that we didn't get any new cars from any of these companies, but nevertheless it was great to see them back and with a bit of new customization as well. So the Abarth is for 20 points, and then the Lancia 037 is for 40 points. I think I did buy all of the auto show available cars that were added in this update. I bought in the first week, and I think some of them have been rewards in the festival playlist, so I've probably got duplicates of them, but I don't know which ones are in the festival playlist and which aren't. So to keep it simple, let's just say that you can earn these cars here, and then the other ones are available in the auto show. So they are the cars that you can unlock this week for 20 and 40 points. It won't take you very long. I'll just quickly run through the festival playlist now, give you some tunes and just some general tips to get the main challenges done. So the first section of the festival playlist, as usual, is the Forzathon events. So the weekly challenge this week wants you to use the 2017 Alfa Romeo Giulia Quadrifoglio. I believe that car is in the auto show, so you can go and buy that one. I don't know for how much, because I've just said I've forgotten, to be honest with you, which are in the auto show and for how much, but that is in the auto show, I believe, and it wasn't available. Yeah, just checking. So that's the only way you can get that, is in the auto show or the auction house. So once you've got in that, you need to win a drag race. You can do these challenges stock, or you can upgrade it. I have got a tune. I don't think it's shared because it's just kind of a cruise tune, but if you want to tune your Giulia to do these challenges, it's completely up to you, or you can do them stock. Unless it specifically says that you need to tune it in the challenge description, then there's no need for you to do so, but sometimes a tune can make it easier and quicker. So you need to win a drag race. Yeah, just go to any drag race event and win it, and you can put that on the lowest difficulty to make sure that the AI aren't going to cheat their way to victory. Then you need to earn 3 stars at speed zones. You can either get 3 stars on the first attempt, or it can be a build up of 3 stars. It doesn't have to be all in one. And then you need to get a total of 50,000 points at drift zones. So again, that can be in one run, or it can be multiple. It can be the same drift zone, or it can be different drift zones. Quite an easy weekly challenge this week, and it will get you 5 points and some Forzathon points. Obviously it'll be 80 Forzathon points, or it'll be double if you own the La Casa Saligera house, which my car is actually parked at now, coincidentally, because that gives you double Forzathon points in any Forzathon related event, including Horizon Arcade. Not going to spend much time on the daily challenges. These unlock, you get one unlocking every day. I think it's 3:30 PM, or no, is it 2:30 PM British summer time? Yeah, I think at the moment it's 2:30 PM. I've kind of lost track, to be honest, because I don't really play at season change anymore. And they last for 7 days each. There's no rush to complete them. If you need any help, then let me know in the comments as usual. The Forzathon shop this week isn't too special either. We've got the Ferrari 288 GTO. Granted, it is quite expensive in the auto show. But 800 Forzathon points is quite a lot. You'll need to build up your Forzathon points. As you can see, I've got nearly 19,000 because I haven't spent any in about 3 months. The Eliminator is in the auto show, but if you want to spend 300 Forzathon points, then by all means, but nothing really else special. So that covers the Forzathon events section. Next up, we shall move swiftly onto this section and try to whiz through it as fast as we can. So the trial is Rush Hour. It'll get you 10 points and a Ferrari 365, and you need an S1 class Italian modern supercar. Now if you have eagle eyes, you'll notice that the Championship Hyper Italia also requires Italian hypercars in S1. So if you're wanting to, I'll just suggest the same cars for both of them challenges, so we don't need to cover them twice. Okay, so I'm going to try and keep it simple with suggestions for this week's playlist. I'll just suggest a couple for each challenge. So we've got the Ferrari J50, that is car pass. Obviously if you don't own the car pass, you won't be able to use that. We've got the Lamborghini Huracan. Is it supercars or hypercars? I think it's supercars. We'll carry on regardless. We've got the Lamborghini Huracan. We've got the Lamborghini Huracan Evo. That one is also a car pass. And then that is a hypercar. So if you don't own car pass, you can use the bog standard Lamborghini Huracan, which coincidentally you do win from the championship that also requires this requirement. All of these tunes, by the way, unless I specify otherwise, will be made by me, Gamertag Shylo 2017. If they aren't shared, I do apologise, they should be. But if they aren't, then let me know and I shall go ahead and share them when I get a chance. Okay, I'm happy in the knowledge that I was indeed recommending the correct cars there, because it is modern supercars. Oh, actually, I have just realised that that one is hypercars, and that one is, oh, I've buggered up. So, yeah, so this one's Italian modern supercars, which I've correctly suggested, but it's the EventLab and this championship that are Italian hypercars. So that is what we'll move on to now. If you didn't already see in the garage there, Italian hypercars for the first EventLab and the seasonal championship Hyper Italia. Okay, so just the two for this one, the 2016 Lamborghini Aventador and the 2016 Lamborghini Centenario. So completely up to you. Obviously the Aventador is miles cheaper. The Centenario grips better, but it's still fast in the straights. It's got no extra horsepower to stock, just some grip, parts that make it a bit more grippy. And then the Aventador's got a bit more power, obviously also quite grippy as well, but they're quite evenly matched overall, so either of them will be good choices for these events. Okay, so I don't think there are any other crossovers in this festival playlist now apart from the PR stunts. So this next EventLab is A-Class Italian rear wheel drive. I believe the person that created this runs, like, due to his name, I think I've researched him before. He does like car meets. I think he was actually on the Forza live stream once, and I think that's how I found out about HSK meets. whether this event lab is supposed to be for taking photos, for meeting up, I don't really know, so I've just got a couple of cars that are A-class and are rear-wheel drive whilst being Italian, and, you know, just kind of go with it because you never really know with these event labs. Okay, so I have got 3 for you here. A couple of them, well, they're all race builds really, but they can also be used as cruise builds as well. So we've got the Ferrari F40, which has got, I think it's on stock tyres and stock brakes, I think, because it was made for a PR stunt, but it's still alright. It's a bit of a kind of purist build. Then we've got the Lamborghini Diablo, which is running drag tyres. It's actually alright, you just have to be careful that you don't accelerate whilst going around the corner. Make sure that you are pointing in the direction you wish to go before accelerating. Obviously incredible launch thanks to the drag tyres. And then we have the Maserati GTS. This tune is, it's not heavily powered, but it's quite grippy, and you know, once it gets going it's really good, and really good on the brakes as well. Now for the seasonal PR stunts. So this week we've got 2 speed zones and a trailblazer. I'm not going to demonstrate them, which I have done in the past, that just takes too long and I usually fail them anyway, but I will give you the car suggestions. So they all require S2 class cars from Italy. I think they're all off-road based events as well, mostly, so we'll try and give you some cars that'll be able to do them. Unfortunately we can't use the Hoonigan because it's not from Italy, so we'll have to use something else. Okay, so I haven't got many cars from Italy that are in S2 that are suitable for this really, so I've just kind of picked 2 reasonably fast cars, and they're not really made for off-road, but they should be able to do it, hopefully. If not, you'll have to find an off-road tune for them. So we've got the Ferrari 458 Italia, that's got the racing V12 in it. It's monstrously fast, whether it corners off-road I'm yet to demonstrate. And then the Lamborghini Aventador J, which is an exclusive, so that was in the festival playlist. So if you didn't get this when it was available in the festival playlist, I don't know if it's been there 1 or 2 times now, have a look in the auction house, but you might not be able to find it, so you might have to use the Ferrari 458 instead. Okay, and to wrap up this section we have the Seasonal Championship Retro Style, which requires specifically a D-Class Abarth 595. So again, I think that's now available in the auto show this from this update. So you're able to go and buy that for I think 20 grand or something like that. And then I've got a D-Class tune for you. Okay, so this event is on street racing, and I didn't realise that when I was making this tune, and I was making it as kind of a grip build for road circuits or, you know, road racing tracks. However, street racing tracks are all essentially sprints, and this car has got 74 horsepower. It's kind of nearly maxed out. I've got turbos on it. Turbos gave me 6 horsepower, which was extremely beneficial. I did put weight reduction on it, I think, as well. I've got the Forza Aero, which reduced the PI whilst increasing the handling and braking. I've got rally tyres on it. So it is a grip build. It's got power, you know, it's not slow, and I think it's got an 8 speed in it, 7 or 8 speed. So it's not particularly slow. But it's also not really fast either. I was going to create a faster build, like rear wheel drive with like the motorbike engine in it, but I didn't get time before I recorded this video, so you might be able to find a tune out there if this is too slow. Hopefully it won't be on the highly skilled driver tyres, but there you go anyway. Okay, now I just want to whiz over a couple of the challenges before we do the treasure hunts. So the Horizon Tour, you just need to enter any Horizon Tour event and complete it. You don't need to win, you just need to complete that and get 3 points. Very easy. The photo challenge wants you to take a photo of Pagani at the main festival. So the main festival that you go to at the start of the game, that's that one with the pink H. You just need to take a photo of any Pagani there. Again, very simple. And then the Eliminator Battle Royale challenge wants you to finish 30th or better, so enter a round, and then you can be eliminated from 30 or less drivers. I wouldn't consider quitting. I'm not sure whether it still completes it if you get below 30 and then quit. You might want to find somebody to race and then just let them win, and and then it should be completed. Some lobbies, like depending on when most people are playing due to time zones, some of them actually start with less than 30 players, which in the case of that you'll just be able to lose and then you'll have already completed it. But anyway, very simple challenges. Now we can move on to the treasure hunt. Okay, so for the treasure hunt, I've actually completed the treasure challenge because I wanted to check that it worked. But all you need to do is get in any Alfa Romeo and go to the Cloverleaf. So where Street Scene Festival is, in the kind of the centre of the map, the motorway junction there with like the 4 kind of half circles, it is called the Cloverleaf, and you just need to go drive to the Cloverleaf in any Alfa Romeo, and that's literally all you need to do. I did it in the Alfa Romeo Giulia because that was on the thumbnail of this challenge before I unlocked it, and it worked first time. So if it doesn't work, you might want to reboot your game because it might be bugs, but that is pretty much all you need to do. And then the treasure chest, I'm just going to go ahead and find it now, and then I can tell you where it is. Right, so I have quickly found the treasure chest. Took me less than 30 seconds. It is located right here, so you can see where Guanajuato is, just like kind of directly below the Guanajuato sign on one of the roads leading into the festival. You will see, if I back out of pause, you'll see this kind of waterfall-y-esque thing, and the treasure chest is located right next to it. Go ahead, smash through it, and you get yourself 100 Forzathon points. Okay, now to wrap up the festival playlist section of this video, we have the monthly rivals events. So we've got the one in the Alfa Romeo 4C Vulcan Sprint, and we've got the one in the Lamborghini Essenza, or whatever the hell it's called, that's in the Lamborghini, that's in the Italian Exotic car pack, that car, and that one is on Horizon Mexico Circuit. Just a disclaimer, you do not need to own the car pack to be able to complete the monthly rivals, but you do need to own the car pack to drive the car outside of monthly rivals. So both of these just require you to post a clean lap to complete, so no hitting walls, no missing checkpoints, no getting reset. As long as your lap isn't dirty or flagged, you will have completed this challenge. There's no need to beat your course unless you really want to. Post a clean lap and you'll have them completed. Obviously you need to do that for both of them because doing it for one of them doesn't complete both. Okay, so we have finished the festival playlist section now, and we can move on to a very quick overview of Series 25 Horizon Creatives. So this begins on Thursday the 14th of September, which is less than a week away, and it'll last for a month as usual. So we've got an EventLab 2.0, some new EventLab props to go with the EventLab 2.0. We've got some new collectibles and of course some new cars. I'm just going to get my list up now and we'll quickly go through what there is in the update, and I'll give my opinion on it and what we think of it in general. Okay, so I'm just going to drive around a bit in my car pack Lamborghini Huracan Technica while we read through all of the content in Series 25, or basically the content that you kind of need to know. So we have, I believe, 8 new cars in this series, which is quite impressive. One of them, however, is not available to everyone, so we'll come to that later in the video. So, first of all, we have a car returning from Horizon 4, which is customary to an update in Horizon 5, as we all know. So that is the 1995 BMW 850 CSI. So that, as you probably know if you watch my videos in FH4, and I even dedicated a whole video to this car, it was one of my favourite drift cars, so maybe we can kind of replicate that tune in FH5, update it a bit, make it better. And it was kind of one of the best cars that I had for the drift zone on Fortune Island, so it was a very good drift car for me in FH5. In FH4, so we'll see how that is in the current game. Then we also have some new cars, so these are brand new cars to Forza. They've never been seen in a Forza game before. So we have the 2021 BMW M3 Competition Sedan, because now there is of course an estate, a long-awaited estate of the M3 Competition. It was released earlier this year. But this is the sedan version, so we got the 2021 M4 a couple of months ago. The M3, in my opinion, does look a bit better. Obviously the latest M or BMW styling is a bit questionable. However, the M3 for me is better looking than the M4 and indeed the new M2. And speaking of M2, we have got the new BMW M2, the 2023 M2 in FH5 coming in winter, so that is the third week of the series. The M3 is coming in summer for 20 points, and the M2 is coming for 20 points in winter. And by the way, the 850 CSI is the 80 point series reward for the whole month. Then we also have the 2022 BMW iX Xdrive 50, and that is for 20 points in autumn, which is the second week. So obviously that car is kind of the flagship of BMW's electric future. It's the massive, in my opinion, ugly electric kind of SUV thing. I'm definitely not a fan of it. However, it was used in the part 1 of the new Mission Impossible I went to see when it came out a couple of months ago. I did pick up on that. It's luxurious, it's quite fast, but in my opinion it doesn't look very good. We'll have to see if we've got any customization for it to make it look a bit better. However, it is probably the worst looking BMW car I think has ever been released. Then we also have 2 Rivians. So if you've heard, you might have heard of Rivian if you've watched the latest few series of Top Gear with Flintoff, McGuinness and Chris Harris, because they covered the Rivian R1T in one of the episodes a couple of series ago, I think. That is kind of the electric pickup that beat the Ford F1E F-150 or whatever it's called. So it's very powerful. It's got about 900 horsepower, I think, 800 horsepower-ish. So we've got the R1T, which you can get from an EventLab in autumn, so by completing this one of the seasonal EventLabs, and then in spring, by completing one of the EventLabs, you'll be able to get the Rivian R1S, which is kind of an SUV, almost BMW iX version of the R1T. Then there is another car. That is the BMW i4 eDrive 40, and that is for 20 points in spring to cover all of the 20 point rewards in the series. So that is the BMW's flagship sedan or saloon electric car. Again, questionable design choices, however it doesn't look quite as bad as the iX in my opinion. The final car coming in Series 25 is the Chevrolet Corvette E-Ray from 2024. Obviously we're still in 2023, however this car will be in the new Forza Motorsport, which releases in about a month or so, doesn't it, I believe. So to get this you need to either buy Forza Motorsport, which is available with Game Pass Ultimate, or you need to pre-order it. You need to pre-order Forza Motorsport. They are the only 2 ways that you can unlock this car in Horizon 5. Obviously you'll be able to unlock it in more Forza Motorsport when it comes out. So they are all the new cars for this month. I'm just going to take a quick pause now and then we'll move on to the details in the update. Right, so there are 4 monthly Rivals events coming for this series. So we've been used to seeing 2. Previously, well, earlier in the game there's only been 1. Then they introduced like the Forza EV Rivals, but this month there's been 2 that are just non-EV Rivals. But next month we'll be seeing 4 monthly Rivals events to complete across the series. Obviously, as I've said in videos in the past, it doesn't matter when you complete these challenges. You can complete them in the first week, get them over and done with, or you can wait and complete them in any other week, and the points will be added on to any weeks that you haven't completed them in, so you'll get the points for across the series. Sorry, Beetle. So, the monthly Rivals, we've got one in the M2 that I've mentioned that is new to the franchise. We've got one in the BMW 850 CSI. We've got one in the Rivian R1T, that's the pickup version of the Rivian that we're getting. 2 Rivians that we're getting next month. And then we've got one in the Rivian R1S, which is the people carrier version of that Rivian. So they are the 4 monthly Rivals events. We've got one on road, one on street, one on dirt and one on cross country, which is, I'm not going to lie, that's quite cool. Glad to see that the developers are kind of expanding on previous ideas and making them a bit better, taking them a bit further. That is quite good to see. Then we have some other miscellaneous kind of categories. So the EventLab 2.0, I'm just going to quickly run over this. AR12 and JKX3X have probably explained this better than me in their videos. However, I'm just going to quickly run over it in my video as well. So we've got the EventLab 2.0. There is going to be an EventLab Island, which starts off as a 2 by 2 kilometre basically blank canvas platform made of like concrete in the ocean. You can expand on that, you can make it bigger, and it just means that you've got a flat area to build your event labs on rather than working on the main map of Forza Horizon 5. So it's quite cool to see. So you can obviously still build on the main map, but if you want to, you can go to the Event Lab Island and build on that instead to make like cities and flat racetracks and stuff like that. And obviously you can then build stuff into the air from that, but obviously you're starting on a flat base, which makes it probably easier to work on. I wouldn't really know, I've never really done proper event labs. I've tried it a couple of times but failed. I might give this a go, we never know. I'm not the best of event lab creators, I kind of lose my patience, but nevertheless it is good to see this in the game. And I'm looking forward to seeing what some of the best event lab creators create with this. So there's obviously some new props. There's also a prop selection tool, so you can, instead of just having to move one thing at a time, you can select multiple items at a time, group them and then move them together, or copy and paste them and stuff like that, which is also very cool and makes life easier for the event lab creators. There's more snappable crops. There's some custom prefabs, so that you know, like when in the festival playlist if I show you, the icon for an event lab is always the same. It's that Subaru jumping up with the T-Rex, and that one like that. They're always the same really, or they kind of vary between a couple of them, but you can now take a picture of your event lab and make that the thumbnail of your event lab, which is very cool. It allows you to see exactly what it looks like rather than just an auto generated picture by Playground Games. You can also now change the day of the event lab while you're creating it, so that the creators can get a more realistic idea of what it will look like when it's finished, in what time of day. So that covers all of the event lab stuff, which is very cool. Like I said, looking forward to seeing what some of the best creators can make of all of that. I'm sure there'll be some massively good things. Then finally we've got some wide bodies for the BMW 850 CSI, so that might make my drift build even better. And then we also have a wide body for the BMW iX, which is the SUV, and the BMW i4, which is the saloon / sedan. So they are all wide bodies for the brand new cars coming next month. Then for the month after that, it apparently includes the most requested car, which according to JKX3X's list at least is the Nissan Suru. Personally, I don't know what that car is, not sure why it's the most requested, but we'll see what the developers class as the most requested car, which will be coming in Series 26. So, that is all that you need to know pretty much about Series 25. I hope you have enjoyed my coverage of it. I've kind of tried to give my opinions on it as well as explaining the necessary things that will be coming in that month. So, I will hope to be back next week with another festival playlist guide rundown or something like that, and we'll try to get back on schedule with these. Obviously it's a Sunday now, ideally I want to be creating them on a Thursday or a Friday, so I will try to do that. If you have enjoyed this video though, I would greatly appreciate if you could give it a like and potentially subscribe to the channel for future videos. That would be greatly appreciated. Leave a comment if you've got any questions or anything else to say. I will try my best to reply to you as soon as possible. And that is pretty much all I've got to say. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!